Good evening and welcome. It's another Friday evening and welcome to Bon J. And of course, by now you know we hardly need any introduction. It happens every Friday on GIS, and sometimes we're joined by our friends on GBN TV. Unfortunately, tonight I think there's some other program on. And those of you who would have been preferred to look at us on GBN, we're so sorry. But of course, I think there's a repeat of this program on Sunday, so you get an opportunity to see us as well. My name is Robert White, and I'm extremely happy to be with you here for another Friday evening. I'm extremely happy about the lineup of guests we have this evening. But just before we go into them, we just want to run through our Bon J info. Well, the Best Village competition has started today. Actually, now as we speak, the parish of St. John is being judged at the St. John's Anglican School grounds, and they judge on culture and food. The judging would have started at 2 p.m. today, goes up to 9, and the activity goes up to 12. Oh, that's good, you know. It goes up to 12, but the judging stops at 9. Tomorrow, Saturday 17th, St. Mark will be judged at the Alston George Park from 2 again to 9. So the judging is consistent from 2 o'clock every evening and goes up to 9. And on Sunday, that's Sunday 18th, so all this weekend, St. David will be judged at the Malmont playing field, again, from 2 to 9. So very quickly, even now as we speak, we have St. John being judged at the Anglican School grounds. Tomorrow, St. Mark will be judged at the Alston George Park. And on Sunday, St. David will be judged at Malmont playing field. Persons interested in performing at the Independence Calypso competition, Calypso Monarch competition, on Saturday, 1st February at the Sotters bus terminus. We're asking you to register now at the Grenada Cultural Foundation. The registration has been extended to Monday the 20th. So please don't come Tuesday and beg. We have extended it, so Monday is the deadline, right? Grenada Sailing Week commences on the 30th of January at the Port Louis Marina and ends on 4th February. So the 30th January to February 4th is Sailing Week at the Port Louis Marina. Carnival in Carriacou, 28th February and ends on the 1st of March. Listen, Carriacou Carnival is getting bigger and bigger each year. We want to encourage everybody to take a trip up, right, and enjoy the revelry on the Sister Isle. Fish Friday. This is Friday, and this Fish Friday is happening now, but I always say, you can't leave now. You have to wait until we finish the program, because remember, we have quite a few very interesting guests in the lineup this evening. So when the program ends at 9, then we all head into Fish Friday in Guelph. We take a break now. When we come back, we introduce our first guest for the evening.
Bon J, it's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Bon J, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bon J, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
Welcome back. Well, Bon J, we go into a top gear one time. I mean, this evening the program goes from 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Yes? I'm extremely happy this evening to have with me in the studio, live, and we say in living color, someone who has been one of our very decorated civil servants, has worked with quite a few of our governments, or worked under a few of our governments. She has been with the GNP under Mr. Blaze, with the GLP under EMG. Now, who's the EMG? Of course, Eric Matthew Gary, the father of independence. She has worked with the revolution under Maurice Bishop. She has worked with the interim government and somebody who certainly has been around and who understands well and is very familiar with the issues that would have given rise to our independence. I mean, what was the mood of the people like? What was the political conditions then? And of course, how the Grenadian persons or people would have accepted or not accepted independence. She's going to give us this evening's her insights into what the times were like then. I'm extremely happy to introduce Mrs. Gloria Payne Banfield. Welcome to Bon J.
Thank you very much. And I must tell you that your program is interesting because I've been looking at it. I just couldn't make you out.
Well, I am told that if there's one person that catch boys, Bon J, catch it. was the hat, right? She said she couldn't remember who it was. But I'm so very happy that you find the program interesting, and that's what we really want to do, to get the information, disseminate the information out in a style that is comfortable and relaxed, and still get the information out the way we want to. Independence. I first must compliment you on your colors.
Oh yeah, these are my national colors.
I can see evidence of the gold. I can see evidence of the red. I can see evidence of the
green.
green.
And it was it's in the Madras.
Right.
What we call Madras fabric.
It's similar to the St. Lucians and the Dominicans.
But I think the colors are different.
The colors are different,
Yeah.
but the styles.
But nearly every Caribbean island has a Madras because it went together with colonialism and slavery.
Right.
And the fabric was made in Madras.
Good. And
India.
I must say you wear it well.
Thank you
Can't say it
very
would look so good on me. What?
Flattery will get you everywhere, Robert.
So, Annie Gloria, tell us about independence, 1974. EMG went up to England, and we heard that the story that he came back down. Well, we understand the opposition went up as well. I would take the opposition then to be the GNP.
Yes, yeah, that's right. But first of all, you must take it from 1972.
Okay. So
When the 1972 elections were, were run. Because in 1972, this whole idea of independence was put forward.
who put forward the whole issue of independence?
It was Gary who put it forward on
Okay.
his platform, and I think it was a condition from the British government. When he went and asked them what they thought of giving him independence, they said, well, you should make it a platform issue. And he did make it an issue. And he won. I think he got 13-2.
So there were already 15 constituencies, even
Yes.
as early as 1972.
Yes.
Right. I remember the 72 elections. I mean, I was young then, yes, and I remember I was in the primary school in St. Patrick's Irish School. And I was going to school one morning. Now, of course, you know, all the election graffiti. It was my first election that I actually remember. I was consciously old enough to remember. And I saw a sign saying, "White dead." Now, of course, it was the opposition, right, indicating that as far as his winning the seat is concerned, there was a no. I didn't know that. This may not know about elections. So I going down to school and I see white dead. So as far as I know, well, there's evidence of me. I say, "Bonjour, my father dead." So I went to school and I gone to the headmaster, Carlisle John, and I said, "Sir, you know, I'm coming down to school and I see a sign saying my father dead." So he asked me to explain how, and I told him what I saw. He said, no, this is about election, and he explained the whole thing to me. I was so relieved because I got to school that day almost in tears, and my father dead. But back to the election. So Gary won that election.
Yeah.
So obviously, he would have, as per one of the conditions, with the advice from the British,
Yes.
he would have touted that as an election campaign issue.
Yes.
Having won the election now, the next obvious step was, let's go to the British now.
To head to the,
Yeah.
so there were talks at Lancaster House in London, and Mr. Gary went up. I think he was accompanied by Derek Knight, Helliger, E.A. Helliger, and I don't know who was the other person. But Mr. Blease was accompanied by Jack Dare, Bernard Code.
Bernard Code.
Yeah, and there was somebody else. It was an even on both sides.
Okay, so the British then would have wanted delegations both from the ruling
Yes,
government
yes, yes.
and the opposition.
Of course.
For discussions re the grant
Yes,
of independence.
Of course.
Okay, so we are told now that Mr. Blaze is back down. He comes down first. In those days, Paul's Airport.
Paul's Airport.
There was obviously people gathered around, I understand, because they want to find out the results.
Yes.
Right, and Blaze said, nothing can happen. No independence for Grenada. What would have caused Mr. Blaze, in your
I
opinion?
have no idea what would have caused me to say nothing when, in fact, there was an agreement drawn up.
Which he must have been aware of.
And an order subsequently was made at the end of 1973. You know, it's called the Grenada Independence Order.
So he must have known. He probably thought it was a good political move. Never know. But then up comes Mr. or came
Yeah,
Uncle
uncle.
with the big news.
I,
Heroic and
a
all
good
of
friend,
that.
a good friend of mine who I went to school with, and I have great respect for because she's very good at storytelling. She remembers him saying, "I have it in the bag."
Yes, I heard that one day. Uncle say, I catch them, I have it in the bag. I have heard that. I have heard that. But then, what was the mood of the people then with respect to independence? Were the Grenadian, the mass populace interested in having independence, excited about independence?
I could, well, at that time you couldn't, it was coming up to independence. There were lots of political activities going on. And I would say that there was a vociferous protest on the part of other elements in the population, led mainly by people from St. George's, the prominent people in St. George's, and the New Jewel movement, which had gained some following, I would say, after the Brownlow incident in
Lord
Lassages,
Brownlow?
the trial of Lord Brownlow, and the young people. I would say there were a lot of school children involved in the protests.
But what were they opposing? Or why in your opinion, were they opposing elections?
No,
elections, sorry,
just
but
independence.
independence.
My opinion, it is my
Yes.
opinion, that they
And
were
that's
opposing
it.
elections,
Independence,
independence under Eric Matthew Gary.
Okay. So
They
they're
were
not necessarily opposed to
they
it.
were not
to-
opposed to independence, but they didn't want Gary to be prime minister or heading anything to lead the country afterwards, after independence.
Let's talk about Mr. Gary. So let's help us to understand then why certainly independence, but definitely not under Gary. Who was Uncle? That would have caused people to either like him that much or dislike him that much.
Well, those who liked him a lot.
That's what I was
and
told.
called him uncle.
Exactly.
And those who didn't like him, didn't like him a lot too.
So there was no middle ground. Either like, Uncle wasn't easier.
it just depended on you know, I would say the memories of the masses, because from 1951, when he started the movement to get more money, more wages for the agricultural workers, from that time he was popular.
He was popular then with the masses.
With the masses, you know.
One J, that is we Uncle, because he actually gets some additional monies for us. I understand he was instrumental in getting the hours of work reduced as well.
Precisely.
Because I'm told that in those days,
You
you're
work
working
from 7 to 7.
From 7 to 7. Masantu under the cocoa and things, so, yeah.
Yeah, and of course more money for the work day.
So that then made him not as popular with the plantation owners.
Of course not.
Right, because
not.
yeah, but of course that made him extremely popular with the beneficiaries of his
Of course.
yeah.
And then there were other things that I would say that he seemed to have been visionary in a few things that he did. For one thing, you know, there were some things in his tenure where, for instance, the Squandermania scandal, that I would say. A lot of people, to me, didn't understand what Squandermania was. Most people thought that it was the fact that he thieved the money from the treasury.
Yeah, well, that is what I was led to believe by people around me in those days who were speaking about Uncle and his Squandermania issue.
Yeah, thief.
That led to the Duffus Commission.
No.
Squandermania.
The Duffus Commission led to the independence story.
No, okay.
But
I remember seeing as a child, because I read early. I was kind of inquisitive too. They had a big book, I think the Duffus Commission. I think I said a big book that I read, pages after pages. I can't
that
remember
was
everything I
after
read
that
then.
was after the 21st of January
Well,
in 1974. They had the
as I
Duffus
said, I
Commission.
can't remember what it was now, but I remember in the Duffus Commission a big book like that. You know,
But the
documentary
Squandermania story seemed to have caught the imagination of the people that something was amiss. And he
Right.
lost the elections following that. But
Good propaganda caused him to lose election.
well, it was not squandermania that made him lose the election so much as it was the Go Trinidad promotion. Because in that election, there was a movement to join with Trinidad as a unitary state of Trinidad.
As promoted by the then GNP?
GNP.
GNP?
GNP, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Blaze and his party.
So that found favor with the people then?
Oh yes, oh yes, that was that's a popular. Go Trinidad. Remember half of Trinidad
Grenadians,
descended from.
Listen, things happen here already.
So I mean, so he lost the election in '62, and came back in '67 after we had got associated statehood with Britain, which was like a middle road, you know, between crown colony status and independence. We became an associated state, and so Mr. Blaze became our first premier.
Right, right.
And then he lost the elections in '67, and Gary became the premier.
Okay.
Now, when you say what made people think they didn't want independence
On that Gary, yes. Because it's interesting to find out what really it was.
No, I could remember, I mean, very clearly the situation in the Caribbean then, where the Black Power movement was it was getting very popular. And there were a few people in Trinidad who first of all tried something. And there was a speech made by EMG which said, when your neighbor house on fire, wet yours.
Yes,
So he decided
that's good common sense.
He decided to take in front. Taking in front meant that young people who were gathering on the streets and perhaps plotting whatever, real or imaginary, were asked to go home, and when they didn't go home, they were beaten by people who were supposed to have been sent by the administration. So that's why the youth, to me, got so agitated, because the young people seem to be very much against those kind of tactics.
Right. So the young people were kind of against him for that, and they were, of course, quite a fair size of the population. I'm still trying to figure.
But they couldn't vote, you see.
They couldn't vote, but at least they could agitate.
Of course.
Yeah. Tell me though, how did Gary's background with respect to ethnicity, in the context of the Grenada then, ethnicity and maybe education, how did that influence people for or against him?
Well, you have to understand the social stratification in Grenada. And M.G. Smith, who used to teach at the University of the West Indies, did a lot of scholarly research on Grenada and Carriacou. And one of his books is about the social stratification in Grenada. And he talks about the class structure and the fact that there were certain criteria for being in which class you were in.
Okay. Did Gary have any of those?
You mean, well, let's put it this way. If you were fair-skinned with what they call good hair and came from a family that was prominent, well-known, and you went to the right school or schools, you would get a job in the bank.
Right, right.
That was a certain class. And then there was I would call, you had the planter class and the upper class and the middle class and the lower middle and the lower class and the middle lower.
And all sorts of classes.
And so on. I mean, it kind of, it's not leveled off yet in Grenada, but it's not as bad as it was.
Okay, right. And on that note, we want to end it here. I mean, this discussion can be so interesting, and there's so much more we could delve into with respect to Grenada and EMG. I really like EMG. Yeah, EMG and independence. But that's all the time we have this evening. So maybe we may want to invite you on the program another time again to continue discussion. We want to thank you very much for joining us on Bunjay.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
We take a break now, and when we come back, or rather, don't go away. More information on Bunjay.
Bunjay, it's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Bunjay, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bunjay, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
Well, welcome back to Bunjay. And of course, we had our very first guest. It was a very interesting discussion. And unfortunately, not enough time. So, as we indicated, we probably have us some time back. We're now about to head into our Bunjay moment. And for those of you who are looking at the program for the very first time, you must know that in life, there's things that you see and they're just so hilarious that you really wish you could capture the moment and replay it so very often to give you a little laugh. And this is just what we do with our Bunjay moment. Now, we took our cameras to the streets just before the Christmas campaign, and there was this guy who, you take a look. We chat about it afterwards. Our Bunjay moment for this evening.
Bunjay. So, sir, how is your Christmas shaping up this season? Bunjay.
Now, obviously, the joke about this is, I mean, our friend could go from big smile to very, very concerned, serious face with a drop of a pin. I mean, it didn't take half a second. I mean, I really would like to meet this guy in person, or Rasta friend who been out in the streets, and we had a discussion about the Christmas, as they probably didn't go into everything. But we just wanted to capture this evening how quickly he moved from a big smile to a very serious, concerned face. And that was in response to a question about the Christmas, right? Well, we'll take a break now, and we go to our second guest when we come back.
Bunjay, it's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Bunjay, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bunjay, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
Welcome back, and we're about, as we promised just before the break, we're about to have a chit-chat with our second guest on the program this evening. And it's a face that when you see her, you say, aha, I know her, because it's a face that's very popular on the TV screen with the Lime advert. I won't ever say too much. With the Lime ad, if you're somebody that follows the band movement in terms of the musical scene, and you follow the local bands as they're being developed now, That's the lead vocalist with one of our local bands, prominent bands, and she has been very busy, I'm told, around the island with the band. I'm happy this evening to introduce Laura Lisa.
Hi.
Good evening, my dear.
How are you?
Welcome to Bonje. I'm good. What about you?
I'm there hanging in.
Yeah? Good. Laura Lisa, the name to start with. Every time I hear the name, I like it. And I tell you why. It is not a popular soca or calypso name, but it's just a name that just seems to resonate well with you, your physique, your look. As a matter of fact, I make an association between Laura Lisa and Mona Lisa every time I see you.
But you see, actually, it's my name.
That's really your name?
Yeah, so I've never had a nickname before,
Uh-huh.
so we just went with that.
All right, right. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
How long have you been singing as a lead vocal?
Well, it's been about 4 years now
Mhm.
since I've been in the music, like actually singing out on the stage, being in front.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year now since I've been singing with bands. Only 1 year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what did you do before in terms of your singing and your career? And so how did you expose yourself prior to being involved in the band?
All right. Well, before that, I used to sing.
Mm-hmm.
Recording in studios and all of that, put out. I have a lot of songs on the radio and all of that, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I
a lot of
I
people
there was
don't know
one, I know
it's
there was
me.
one for the carnival, Groovy, I'm told.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I
Yeah.
heard that. Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of songs that you might hear and you'll never know it's me. Like
Mm-hmm.
people never had a face to it. So it's only now they have a face and they still probably,
Still don't know.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's
so-
okay. I'm
No,
growing on
that's
people.
not okay. Yeah, that's okay because now we need to connect. We need to connect
Yes.
the songs with the face. So people
Yes.
say, Bon J, oh, is she was singing that? They need
No,
to
and I
know.
get that a lot.
All right.
There's this song I did.
Or if we don't cut this, sometimes
Mhm.
they hear you sing that thing, she's singing somebody else's song. You
Yes,
never know. So
I
you
got
need to
that
take
once.
ownership for what is
That's
yours.
what I was going to tell you. There was a time I went up to sing this song I had. I want you to whine on me, give me, so jam me in the corner, give me the stamina.
That's you? Well,
Nobody knows that I sang that song.
Bon
So
J,
I,
that's
yes,
you.
Bon J for real. I went out on the stage and the man was like, no, you was sing that, man. No, you was sing that. And you know, it's like, they just didn't know me. So then from last year to now, I've been working on getting my face out there.
Yeah, that's
So,
important.
yeah.
That's important. Now, I know you do some work with the unit.
Yes,
Alright.
that's the band I sing with. And everywhere I sing, I know I see you in the crowd dancing. Yes,
Yeah,
you're always there.
I enjoy your music.
Yes.
I enjoy your music. I believe, I don't know how to express it quite frankly, but I like your tonal quality. Just to me, just sounds different.
And it's a reggae band.
Yes.
We do reggae. Sometimes we do a little soca or whatever. But it's more back in time reggae and all of that. And I seem to have a big voice, so it goes well with that. Yeah.
Good. Tell me something though. What genre you feel more comfortable with? That you feel that's me.
Actually, the reggae.
You love the reggae.
Yeah, that's how you see me settled and real comfortable. I've been trying to really learn this, like singing on the track, going on the stage and jumping, and I think I'm getting there. I know I'm getting there.
It comes with
Yes.
time and effort. It comes
Yeah.
with time and effort.
So I'm getting into that soca, and I'm liking it.
Great, great. Now, what's next for Laura Lisa? Because I've had other persons on the show who say to me, you know what, I want to. This is my dream. This is where I want to go. I mean, are you totally comfortable and maybe you need to be careful to answer that question. We don't want anybody outside there, especially your band, saying, "Oh, you have bigger plans and probably to exclude us." But at least you must have a dream, a drive. What is it for?
You must.
Yeah. What is it for
Right?
you?
And as I say to most people, music is my life. Like, this is what I do for a living.
Oh, really? That's okay.
I don't do
Right.
anything apart from that. I have
Yeah.
2 kids, I take care of them, and I sing.
Okay.
That's all I do. And when I started this, I've never seen it as just a hobby. I've always said that I want to do this to live.
Right.
This is how I want to eat,
Right.
Right. And that's what I've been working at. And this is what I'm doing now. I'm living the dream actually now,
Wonderful.
So it's just bigger and better things to come from that because I'm sticking to that.
Now, this is a bold move, huh? Because
Yes,
in
it is.
Grenada,
It's very hard.
some people might look at being involved in the band or the music industry and say, listen, I am not sure that this could take me where I want to go. I mean, we have some persons who have excelled, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But in terms of being involved in a band and working locally, and so some people figure, no, I'm not sure I'll have a contract every week or so, and so I can't take the chance on that. So we do it as a thing on the side. Okay, I go to work 8 to 4 in the evening time as a hobby, I go. But I'm glad that you actually decide I am dedicating myself to this.
And then the reason in doing so is that I get better every time.
Right.
You know, when you stick to
Of course.
something,
Of course.
you learn and you get better at it. You know, so that's the aim right now.
Good. Good. Have you done any overseas tour or anything like that? As yet?
Yes, I've been to Trinidad, I've been to St. Vincent.
During the carnival season?
Yes.
Great. What was the response like?
It was good. Actually, in Vincy, in St. Vincent,
Ah.
my Soca Monarch song that I did this year was actually done over there. And it was well received. They really liked it, you know, so probably I'll be back there soon.
But I was just about to ask you if you plan to make it an
Yes,
annual
I'll
or
be
something.
back there soon, yeah.
One thing I've learned, anything you want to do, you have to give it your all. But
True.
when it comes to the performing arts, it is hard work.
It is.
It is hard work. It takes a lot. Sometimes the sleepless nights, you know,
It
they come
is.
again. When you go on
It
stage,
looks
you have to give
easy.
the energy.
It
you
looks
know.
easy. And that's our job, to make it look easy.
Yes.
To be,
yes.
to let, you know, people see us comfortable and all that. So it looks easy, but it's not. Yeah,
I know,
it's
but
not.
when you're having fun, Bonje, you know, people would never understand.
They will never know.
They would, if you sing with a migraine headache, they,
They
may
will
not know.
never know.
You know?
Your shoes too tight, they will never know. It's when you come off.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
your head and ball.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, the what are you looking at? Any little secrets you want to give it a little snippet with respect to your plans for Carnival, because Carnival is right around the corner.
All I'm going
Right?
to say
I mean,
is,
it August is end too far?
all I'm going to say is that I've already started on my Soca Monarch song.
But what? Speaking of
I've already started.
the groovy, I understand that you didn't make it to the groovy this
No, I
year,
didn't.
not because you were late or something, so in registering.
I don't know, you know. I don't know.
Okay, I probably have my
I probably
have
just
my
didn't make
information
it.
crossed.
I just
Okay.
didn't make it.
But it's good that you're early, that you started preparing. So we
And the
look- we
thing
look
about
at
it
you.
is, I've always classed myself as a groovy, you know, I could sing, so it's
Yeah.
like I've always, and I didn't make groovy, I made Soca Monarch. So, you know,
Strange.
underestimated my own self.
Strange,
You know,
strange.
so,
Which means, therefore, that you have to
Yeah.
go big behind both of them.
yes,
Going big for groovy, going big for Soca Monarch.
yes.
Right? We're so happy to have you on the program, but as we wrap up now, any word of advice you want to give to youngsters out there who see you do what you do and would probably want to be like Laura Lisa? What parting comments would you leave with us?
But all the young people out there, all the young ladies, all the young men, anything you want to do, go for it. You know, sometimes circumstances, you think, I cannot do that, or you don't have any money. There is something you can do. You put yourself out there, you find people who could help you.
Right.
You know, you can't do
Right.
everything on your own, but you just apply yourself and you can do anything, yeah.
Words of wisdom there. We want to thank you so much for being on the program, and we want to wish you all the best in your
Thank you,
musical
thank
endeavor. Right? We'll see you at the top.
Thank you.
Speaking there with Laura Lisa, almost said Mona Lisa. I tell you, that's the connection I make when I see her. But we take a break now. When we come back, even better things on Bonje.
Bonje, it's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, or customs and traditions. Bonje, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bonje, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
Aha, we're right here. Just had another wonderful guest and very interesting discussion. But we're ready now for our call-in segment. This is when we connect with you on the outside, the viewers that is, who following the program. I want to give you an opportunity to connect with us. As a matter of fact, we're going to check to make sure we have people outside there too. So here's the question today. Now, we know oil dung is our national dish. Of course, when you look at the oil long, it's probably the only dish that we do that you can have our entire national colors represented there. A little carrot for the red, a little callaloo with the green, and the breadfruit and everything else based, take up the yellow color. So we have our national colors represented in an oil dung. Good. But different people make oil dung in different ways. And we can't, there's no probably right or wrong way kind of thing, but I mean, once you have there are different recipes. What's your unique way that you make your oil dung? Call us 435-2636 and tell us what's your unique way that you make your oil dung. And don't tell me that you first, you get a pot and then you put the oil and no. That is not a good way to start. What's your unique way that you make your oil dung? Right? Remember, this is our national dish, and we can, as a matter of fact, I'm not too sure if there's any this year, but normally around Independence time, there are oil dung competitions and all this other thing like that, and you get an opportunity to win some monies, from making your oil dung. But you want to call us now, 435-2636, and tell us what unique recipe, what unique way you employ when you make your oil dung. Remember, this is 20 days before Independence celebrations, yes, and if you would have seen the clock up at the fort, it should be saying 20 today. If you haven't yet seen it, go take a look. Really, really nice. The telephone lines are going, so somebody's going to tell us about their unique way for making the oil dung. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. I know how to make oil dung.
Yes, well, how you do, Popo?
I'm good.
Okay, so what unique method you use to make your oil dung?
Well,
hello?
I get the pot.
You get a pot? Yeah.
And I put the oil.
No, don't try that one on us. Don't try that one on us.
I'm just kidding. Okay, what I would do, I will get a pot. Now, not just any regular pot. I will get the, oh gosh, how you call them big pot again?
Them iron pot.
Them iron pot.
Yes,
I'll get iron pot.
That is a good way to start, you iron pot.
Yeah, but
Bonjour, you know thing,
I'll get a medium size one because it's me alone.
A medium size, you alone?
Yes. Well, if I need too small. But anyway, I'll get a medium-sized pot, and then obviously I'll prepare, peel the breadfruit and the green bananas and all of that. Well, we will call it fig, but you know we go.
You put your bananas. You put bananas.
Green bananas, figs.
Yes. You put yams too.
Yes, I'll put yams.
What about white man?
Who?
The white man. The white man that you...
No, I don't like the white yam. I like the yellow
yam. Not yam, white man.
The dumpling.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yes, I'm talking about oil can't be oil without dumpling.
That is what I've been telling them. That is what I've been telling them. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Even if it's 4 dumplings, 4 of them is mine. If it's 10 dumplings, 10 of them is mine. Yes. So a nice omelet, and I'm packing it in the middle now. Mm-hmm. No, sorry, I'm packing around.
Yes.
So you start with the breadfruit on the bottom. You put the yam, the green bananas above the yam, and then you pack your meat. Well, it's preferably salt meat, but you know, just about
right. I was just about to ask about the meat because I had a conversation earlier and somebody say chicken is a no-no for oil, but I say when you look at meat, you put in all kind of meat.
Well, because it's my oil. Remember, I said I'm my pot and I'm my unique way.
Yeah, and you 4 dumplings.
My chicken and my dumpling. Yes, because I find like I hear that person saying they didn't like dumpling and knowing all. That's not my business. I'm my oil and I make it how I want to make it.
Right.
And I pack my salt meat. You know, your little parboil to get most of the salt out. If you want, if anybody else, they want to put a little pigtail and thing, but you know, that's what they like. And then I pack my little chicken on the top. And I had some fig leaf. Right. No, not fig leaf, callaloo.
Yes.
Callaloo leaf. And I cover it with the callaloo.
Yes.
And right on the top, when I cover it with the callaloo leaf, right on the top, above the callaloo leaf, I pack my dumpling. Before I cover it though, I put no necessary saffron, so people like curry and whatever.
Right, I was about
But
to ask, which are the two
yeah, man,
you use?
You season it, and then you get it. I grate in my coconut. I don't want this in the coconut and this coconut from the pack and them kind of counterfeit coconut.
Yeah.
I go in Mama Can and get my coconut up by a jamo up there.
A jam or some big coconut or what?
Yes, the coconut up there better.
Okay.
Mama Can, that's the best one.
Yep.
And you know Mama Can has some real nice starch mango too, but we'll get on that on another day.
Well, I just had to get word. I say mango in the island.
Yeah, but that's for another day. We'll make juice with the mango from my Mama Can. But what I'm saying, when I finish now, I'm packing everything. And you know when you cook it on the fire, we'll cook it no time.
Yes.
So it's outside of cooking it, but here, and
smoke.
if them little boy them on the side, feel they will come and I'm a pot.
Joke
they
they
have to watch
making.
it with cross sign, because that is my size and medium size.
Thank
That's
you
my
so
unique way of making oil though.
Thank you so much. You see, and with the 4 dumpling, it's 2 for you, 2 for me.
No, 2 for me, 2 for me. Yeah, that's how we go in.
Thank you so much for calling. And if you're making an oil long for the independence, put an extra dumpling for me, please, even if it's one, sir, right?
Not going to happen, no. Because when you want a dumpling, then you go ask me to put a little, Bonji only one little dumpling you give me, and then you got to get a whole plate of food. You have a problem.
Thanks
Get
a
your
lot for
own
calling.
plate
Have a
of oil,
good evening. Enjoy your weekend and have a great independence.
You too, darling. Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, we got quite a mouthful there. We take a break now. When we come back, more live action on Bonji.
Bonji, it's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Bonji, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bonji, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
Welcome back to Bonji. Listen, I have to be honest, that last caller there, make me hungry, boy. I feel for the oil long. But since I know oil long, we continue the show, and we are happy to introduce now our video moment. Yeah, we try and do a little video every week and so on. And a little later on, we have the iconic video, but now we're doing just our regular video moment. Take a look. Enjoy.
Hi, how are you? I'm okay.
Mommy, when I grow up, I want to be just like Valley.
Girl, you see the woman in church that has been running up she mountain today? Well, this evening when I passed in, she got to see me and she stopped her. Mommy, when I grow up, I want to be just like Valley. But you know I ain't no saint, so I don't know how she go deal with that one. Because I am not a saint. I am not a saint. I am not a. I am not a saint. I am not a. I am not a saint. I am not a. No matter if my face all pleasant and my waist not moving. I am not a saint. No, when I wind up, they getting on. And when I press waist, they getting on. I tell them, I am not a saint. I tell them, I am not a saint. I'm ready for the action, I'm ready for the vibes. I call up all my friends, for we to make a life. I'm ready for the drink up, I reach inside of it. So keep the rhythm pumping, cause I ain't tired yet. I wanna check on my face, that twistle. sit. I said, they want me tell them, don't try to hold me down. You not go make it. It's my this when I touch down. No for them can break it. Saint in you, a saint in me. Yeah, yeah. But not when I in a party. No, no, no. And when they check on my face, that whistle, yeah, they bad. And my hand and backside bed up, yeah, they bad. And they check on me bam bam cock up, yeah, they bad. Never know you was so bad, girl. I am not a saint. No, when I'm wired up, they getting on. And when I press with, they getting on. I tell them, I am not a saint. I tell them, I am not a saint. 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 I am not
Hey, punch it. You catch me, man? Yeah, the music catch me there. I wasn't saying at all when they catch me. You know the kind of things I was thinking, but I won't tell you. Welcome back, and that was Valine Ned, and she was featured in our video movement this evening. I mean, what's one of the golden voices on the Spice, and Valine has been making a name with the calypso, but she's good otherwise. She has, I tell you, she has a wide range, a wide repertoire. She's good. Looking out for big things in Valine as the years unfold. So that was her selection there. She's not a saint. Whatever it is, she is. But I don't know what she is. But I can tell you what she isn't. She is not a saint. We continue, and we're about to introduce you now to another icon, somebody who has done extremely well for themselves in the music industry in Grenada, and has taken our music beyond our local shows, beyond our regional shows, has taken the name of Grenada right out internationally. A little man in stature, but with a big, big history, and he's doing great things. Speaking of none other than our own MBE, Edson Mitchell King Ajamo. My name get long, boy. Yeah. So sit back now and relax as we take our cameras to interview Edson Ajamo.
Bon J, you folks, I am here this morning in the presence of royalty. I am standing at the picturesque Mamacan Mountains, and I'm standing here with King Ajamo. Ajamo, good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning and good evening, in case maybe to all the people looking on.
Yes. I'm here with you today for a specific reason. I'm going to be interviewing you specifically about your plans for the relocation of your studio.
Well,
Tell us a little bit about that.
Alright, well, it's not a relocation actually, because this is the original location of the Great Dublin Global Recording Studio. What had happened for the past 12, 13 years was around 2000 when I migrated with my family to the US, and I also moved the studio to the US. Now I am back home to set up the studio, re-establish the connection and working with the local artists that I used to in the past.
Okay, working with the local artists. What are some of your challenges as well? I know you're now starting over, so it takes a little bit, but have you made contact with anybody who has expressed interest in being a part of your brand?
Well, actually, you know, we're wrong. A lot of people been contacting me because the word happened to be getting around that the Jambo is returning with the studio. All of the artists are about it. The how soon the studio is going to be in operation. So I think I'm very optimistic. And what we're trying to do is set it up in a nice way that, you know, people will become together and we will be able to accommodate.
Okay, and what type of artists are you looking to facilitate at this location?
Musicians, entertainers across the board, because the way how the studio has been set up, we're going to be able to accommodate live production, meaning that people are going to be actually playing instruments. So we have a wide variation of instruments that, you know, people are going to be using for recording. Live drums is one of the main thing because we'll be focusing a lot on that, getting the real song, you know, about as a artist too, you know, that computerized, you know,
Yes.
computer would be involved, but we looking to beef up, you know, and kind of inspire the local musicians to get more into the craft they have and play and record it, because there is nothing like that.
Yes.
Nobody does it best as when it comes from inside.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be focusing on that, and it's not, the studio won't be the studio to just accommodate a specific genre of music. But we're going to cross the board. For instance, there's going to be a live piano.
Oh, okay.
Electric piano.
Right.
That people, for instance, solo artists that might be a pianist or something like that, they could come in and we could do a recording with just that person sitting on the piano recording.
Okay.
And again, we want to be able to accommodate the people in the gospel.
Okay. Okay.
So we are in the studio to accommodate people like that.
Okay. Another question, just moving back a little bit. What can you say was some of the hardest things you've learned in music over the years?
Well, music
What
is-
were some of your challenges over the years?
Well, there are many challenges. The hardest thing I have learned, I can't really pinpoint that because I think that music is like any other thing. You know, you gotta put in the work in order to get, you know, to get to real success. And it was hard, but I think it was necessary. And I learned to get the lesson that you have to stick to it. You have to do it almost on a daily basis. You know, just as you get up and you go to school for that period of time, and you would have done whether it's mathematics, whatever it is, but you got to practice. So music is the same way. You got to wake up and you got to be dedicated to it, and you got to keep working at it.
And what inspired you to do music, to be a musician, to be where you are today? What are some of your inspirations?
Well, I have great inspiration, but I'm almost to the point now where I'm convinced that this is my calling. You know, a lot of times I feel like my biggest problem is not figuring out what these rules are. But I think I've come to realize now that this is this is my purpose, you know, music. So you gotta put the work in, you know, and what you put in, that's what you're gonna get out.
Okay, okay. Another question. How do you plan on putting your mark on Grenada's culture again?
Well, it's a hard thing for one to try to outdo himself, you know. I mean, my thing is not about that. I'm a very humble person. And if I could do something that could inspire, you know, somebody out there when I wake up in the morning, I think that, you know, it's something that I would consider as, you know, something to look at. I don't see myself as, you know, this person that should be put on a platter. That's not the impression I want to create. But I want to be able to look back and see how what I have done, how it can affect people in a positive way. And if I could do that, I would consider that, you know, I did a good job.
Yeah. Another question. I'm wondering what kind of music you like, you enjoy the most.
I enjoy music.
Just music.
Yes, people
In no
call me
particular
Mr.
genre.
Music. Well, there are some music that are really close to my heart because I mean, calypso music is a music that I play, you know, on a daily basis. Reggae music, I've been playing reggae music even before I become really passionate about calypso. I've been involved with, you know, bands playing a lot of reggae music. Because reggae music is one of the music that we were brought up in here in Grenada.
Yes, yes. The Bob
Not
Marley,
taking
the
any-
Peter Tosh,
Exactly.
the Bonnie Wailer.
Yes, not taking away anything from calypso or any other genre. But across the board, I listen to all different genre of music. I love jazz, you know.
Yes.
I had an attempt where I started studying jazz, you know, because of my schedule and everything. I couldn't really keep up with it to continue with the lessons and so. But I'm exposed to a lot of different genre of music. The compo music is something that I'm kind of exploring right now. I started recording, you know, trying to get a little bit of that French, that Creole kind of thing.
It is a part of our culture.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm really in tune with, as you may know, the parang music is a music that I've been doing for quite a number of years.
Yes.
And I'm exposed to all different genres. I love hip hop, whatever, R&B. I love music.
Okay, and the final question. When it comes to Grenada's music on an international level, what reach do you think your music has out there?
Well, it's not where I would like it to be, but I think that the music is getting quite far because, when I get my reports from the royalties, I realized that the music has been played in much other places than I can get the royalties from places like Sweden and
Okay.
So I think that it's out there, but there's a lot more to be done. And Grenada music in general, that's why I think it's so important that we try and we gotta compete because it's a real competitive world out there, and musically, it's no exception. We gotta compete. So meaning that we gotta look at the standards. We gotta set high standards. We gotta try and make sure that our music is on par with what's happening outside. And I think this is a good platform to really promote our music, but because Grenada music, we got people here who are very talented. Grenada has talent.
Yes.
But we need that extra push to get it out there.
Get it exposed.
To stand among the world, the best out there, and I think we're quite capable of doing that.
And I totally agree with you. Ajamo, on behalf of the Grenada Cultural Foundation, Bonji,
Bonji.
thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was an interview there with King Man Ajamo. Bonji. Yeah, win boy. That what they did on Windy Hill. And the kite in the background. Anyway, I mean, we're just really happy that we had still the opportunity to chat with King Ajamo. And we go straight now into our iconic feature video. And you'll be interested to find out that, again, we go into a video presentation or a video moment from King Ajamo. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a really good evening this evening. We really thank you for joining us on Bonji. And we want to let you know that we'll be back again next Friday. In the interim, we want to ask you to keep clean up the place again. Remember your independence, your colors, get yourself organized. We're celebrating 40, there's 20 more days. And until such time, till next Friday when you get back, have a very good weekend and a very good week. Take a look. King Mang Ajamo.
Ajamo!
Grenada is such a beautiful country. Where come put so much black makers of history. Man, I sure that many people will agree. Hey. If I say she's blessed by the Almighty, oh God. The standard of skills and talent we have down here in this land. It is too much for me to mention. Hey. The level of education keep rising to higher heights. And if I'm wrong, don't say that I'm right. Hey, I want to tell everybody I'm so proud of my country. Don't care wherever I may be. I say Grenada belong to me. No country in this world could do the things that my country would do for me. I am proud. I love my Grenada, my homeland forever. Sing the chorus louder. Tell them about Grenada, the land of my grandfather. She will always prosper. Whoa, my Grenada. culture. Grenada is such a paradise. Oh God. But a lot of folks don't realize. If we learn to pull we hand, do the little that we can, we could make Grenada a better land. Hey! Mommy, oh! Sometimes when I go to a foreign country, such as the United States, who is so wealthy, I just beg the Father to have some mercy. Hey. When I see madness in society, the number of crime and violence I see on the street, sometimes I'm frightened I cannot eat. Hey. But when I check out Grenada, we never have no diamond and silver, but we just live in unity. And that's what make me happy. Is then I come to realize, oh God, my country is a paradise. Alive? I love my Grenada, my homeland forever. Sing the chorus loud. Tell them about Grenada, the land of my grandfather. She will always prosper. Whoa, my Grenada, land of fruits and culture. Grenada is such a paradise. Oh God. But a lot of folks don't realize. If we learn to pull we hand, do the little that we can, we could make Grenada a better land. Hey! Bum, 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 babe. Mommy, oh! Some things that does really make me unhappy is when I see people here in my country creating some false impressions about us, telling the whole world Grenadians of course. But if we sit down and take this thing to consideration, it do no good for our nation, no. So if we want this country to be outstanding among the rest, we got to try some constructiveness. So I want to tell all you people who creating the trouble, it's time to check up on yourself and put hatred on the shelf. Then your eyes will open to see, like me, a nice place Grenada could be, and you'll be proud. I love my Grenada, my homeland forever. Sing the chorus loud. Tell them about Grenada, the land of my grandfather. She will always prosper. Whoa, my Grenada, land of roots and culture. Grenada is such a paradise. Oh God. But a lot of folks don't realize. If we learn to pull we hand, do the little that we can, we could make Grenada a better land. Hey! Mommy, oh my Grenada. Dong, 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 ding, dong. know some people may think that I crazy because of credits I give to my country. But that would never stop me from shouting loud, oh God, because I want the world to know that I'm proud. Despite of all the tribulation we see politically, it's a concern, it's our duty, hey, to make sure that we ensure the pride and dignity of this land. I hope you see where I'm coming from, hey. So when I open my big mouth, I sure I know just what I talking about. So if you don't agree with me, well, now I know you're guilty of all these rumors that been spread abroad, trying to kill my Grenada dead. Oh God, I love my Grenada, my homeland forever. Sing the chorus now, tell them about Grenada, the land of my grandfather. She will always prosper. Whoa, my Grenada, land of fruits and culture. Grenada is such a paradise, oh God. But a lot of folks don't realize, if we learn to pull we hand, do the little that we can, we could make Grenada a better land. Hey! Don't need that, mommy, oh! I want to hear you singing this line. Oh, eh, oh, my Grenada. Anyway, anytime, shout it out. Let me hear. Oh, eh, oh, my Grenada. Oh, tell them about Grenada. Oh, eh, oh, my Grenada. Mommy, oh. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all.